Welcome back to Two Wheel Trends, where we dive deep into the most exciting machines on two wheels, from mean street fighters to elegant Tour Ursa and everything in between. And today, we're turning the spotlight on one of the most iconic names in the world of underbone scooters, the legendary Honda Wave. But not just any Wave. This is the 2025 Honda Wave 125, a refreshed, refined, and ready to dominate the urban streets once again. So, sit tight, grab your helmet, and let's dig into what makes the new Wave 125 tick in this full breakdown. When you first lay eyes on the 2025 Honda Wave 125, it's clear that Honda wasn't content with simply tweaking a few lines here and there. The front fascia immediately commands attention. It retains the familiar silhouette that has become a cultural icon in Southeast Asia and beyond. But the 2025 update injects a sharper and more modern edge into its DNA. The redesigned headlight unit is now LED, sitting proudly on the handlebar cowl. It's sleek, efficient, and perfectly in line with current design sensibilities. You'll notice integrated daytime running lights that add both function and flair, especially at night or in low visibility conditions. The indicators are well positioned and slightly extended outward for added visibility, blending seamlessly into the overall geometry, moving your eyes down. The front fender has been slightly resculpted. It hugs the tire more tightly now, giving the scooter a cleaner and more aerodynamic aesthetic. This subtle revision not only contributes to the style but also improves splash protection during rainy commutes. And speaking of the front, the alloy wheels continue to impress. They're now finished in a satin black that contrasts beautifully against the body colors Honda is offering for 2025. Whether it's the deep crimson red, the pearl white, or the new graphite black with blue accents, each variant pops on the street. From the side profile, the 2025 Wave 125 showcases a harmonious blend of function and flow. The underbone frame remains slim and agile, allowing for maximum maneuverability in tight traffic. But Honda's designers have worked in some clever stylistic elements. The side panels are sculpted with angular lines that direct your gaze toward the rear. A sharp grease along the midsection adds a sense of motion, even when the bike is standing still. The graphics for this model year are bolder to a minimalist, yes, but with just enough personality to make it stand out. There's also a new two-tone seat, more ergonomic and slightly wider for better long-ride comfort. It's textured to prevent sliding and adds to the bike's visual richness. As your eyes move to the rear, you'll notice a taillight cluster that's been revised for better brightness and sharper appearance. The LED tail lamp is encased in a smoked lens that adds a bit of a premium edge. The rear turn indicators are slightly more compact now but punchy in terms of light output. The rear grab rail has also seen a subtle update, now made from more durable aluminum with a matte finish. It adds both style and practicality for pillion riders or when you need to move the scooter by hand. The rear tire hugs the road with confidence, and there's a rear drum brake setup that continues to deliver reliable stopping power, though a disc option is available depending on the market. Under the sleek exterior lies the real magic of the 2025 Honda Wave 125. Powering this urban warrior is a refined 124.9cc single-cylinder, air-cooled, SOC engine mated to a 4-speed semi-automatic transmission. This isn't a twist-and-go setup like typical scooters. Instead, it gives riders a bit more mechanical engagement and no clutch lever. But the gear shifting is up to you. The engine, while simple in architecture, benefits from Honda's latest HISP, enhanced smart power technology. That means more efficient combustion, reduced friction, and better overall fuel economy. You're looking at around 9.2 horsepower at 7,500 RPM and a torque figure of 10.1 Newton-meters, peaking at about 5,500 RPM. That might not sound like much on paper, but in the real world, the Wave 125 feels nimble, responsive, and always ready to zip through city streets. Throttle response is crisp, and even with the pillion on board, the scooter doesn't feel sluggish. Thanks to the low curb weight of just around 105 kilograms, it accelerates quickly from a stop and maintains steady cruising speeds comfortably. Fuel efficiency. as expected from Honda, is stellar. You can easily squeeze out more than 60 km per liter in mixed conditions, and under optimal riding, it can stretch up to nearly 70 km/L. That's a game changer in cities where fuel prices are always on the rise. Pair that with a fuel tank capacity of 5.4 liters, and you're looking at a real-world range of over 350 kilometers on a single tank. For commuters, delivery riders, or anyone with long daily routes, the Wave 125 remains an unbeatable option. Suspension duties are handled by telescopic forks up front and twin shock absorbers at the rear. They're tuned more for comfort than aggressive riding, but that's the point. Over potholes, speed bumps, and uneven asphalt, the Wave soaks it all up with composure. The seat cushioning complements the suspension setup, making even longer rides far less taxing than you would expect from a compact underbone. Braking is handled by a front disc and a rear drum setup in most markets, and while it's not a dual disc arrangement, the brakes are more than adequate for the scooter's weight and speed capabilities. Honda's combined braking system, CBS, is offered as standard in many variants, gloves, and some other small items. There's also a utility hook near the front of the seat for carrying grocery bags or backpacks, and some markets are getting a small cubbyhole near the leg shield for extra practicality. No USB charger comes standard, but Honda does offer it as an optional accessory. When it comes to riding experience, the 2025 Honda Wave 125 continues to deliver that unbeatable love. And let's not forget about Honda's legendary resale value. This scooter holds its value exceptionally well over time, which makes it not just a smart buy but also a smart investment. Maintenance costs are low, spare parts are widely available, and service intervals are generous. This isn't a scooter that will nickel and dime you. It's built to last, engineered to be abused, and fine-tuned to keep going no matter the road conditions. So after spending time with the 2025 Honda Wave 125, what's the final verdict? Well, it's simple. If you're looking for a scooter that combines real-world practicality with a touch of analog charm, bulletproof reliability, and the backing of Honda's global engineering know-how, the Wave 125 is still one of the kings of the commuter class. It's not trying to be flashy or high-tech. It doesn't overwhelm with screens or gimmicks. What it does instead is deliver rock-solid transport, efficient, responsive, and always ready to go the distance. Honda has clearly doubled down on what made the Wave such a global phenomenon in the first place: simplicity, economy, and utility. But with this 2025 update, they've wrapped all of that in a more stylish, comfortable, and slightly more refined package. It's a recipe that just works. And that wraps up our full review of the 2025 Honda Wave 125. If you found this breakdown helpful, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Two Wheel Trends for more deep dive reviews, comparisons, and everything else that keeps your wheels spinning. Got questions or thoughts about the new Wave? Drop them in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep it upright, ride safe, and we'll catch you on the next one.